Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about my thoughts of Call of Duty World War II, which is going to be this year's Call of Duty and it's developed by Sledgehammer Games. The gameplay you're seeing in the background is Advanced Warfare, and that's because that's Sledgehammer Games' last Call of Duty game. And I'm using the Sten in it, and the reason for this is obviously it's a World War II gun, and also up until E3, and it's probably going to go after E3, they're giving away a World War II gun every weekend in Advanced Warfare. You might not be interested, but some people are still interested in Advanced Warfare, like me. So basically, every weekend they're giving away a World War II gun that's already in the game. So one of them, well, last weekend's was this STG-44. There's the Sten, the M1 Garand, the Lever Action, the M1911, the MP40. You know, there's a good few. So basically, if you want some World War II guns and you want to try them out in Advanced Warfare, maybe you didn't get them during the life cycle, you can go on to Advanced Warfare during the weekend. I don't know if it lasts for the whole week or not, but you can go on and get a weapon. So that's the gameplay in the background. It's also on comeback, TDM. I end up leading the team with like 40 odd kills, so thankfully we won, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm just going to go through everything we know really about World War II. Well, Call of Duty World War II, I might miss out some things, I don't know, but I've got a list of things here. So, first of all, it's going to have 3 modes as far as we know. So campaign, multiplayer and zombies. Advanced Warfare did have campaign, multiplayer, exo zombies and exo survival, which was like Spec Ops, I think it was, Spec Ops Survival and Modern Warfare 3. So they might have that back in the game, I don't know, but as far as we know at the moment, campaign, multiplayer and zombies. I'm going to go through each mode individually. So for campaign, their objective was to make it as historically accurate as possible. So I believe Sledgehammer went around the world, going to different historical sites regarding World War II and asking loads of historians and all that to make sure they have the most accurate information and make the game as historically accurate as possible. They said in the live stream they want to do this because the war, like World War II, affected a lot of people, and if they got some things wrong or they didn't portray it correctly, then they would offend some people and it wouldn't be very good, obviously, and people would be offended and that sort of thing. So they want to stay true and they don't want to like disrespect people who were affected by the war, who took part in the war. So yeah, that's why they're doing this really. So the campaign should be really historically accurate. You play as an American soldier, which is really all we know about who we play as. There's also a few gameplay mechanics. I don't know if these are rumours or if these were actually confirmed. I have a feeling they were confirmed. But in every Call of Duty, or in the most recent ones, I haven't played every single campaign, but ever since like Modern Warfare at least, if you're playing through the campaign, you regen health normally. But in this one, supposedly if you get damage, you have to go to your medic and get a health pack. And if you run out of ammo, you have to go to your ammo guy, basically, to get ammunition. So that'll be interesting gameplay mechanics. So we'll have to see how that goes. But the story should be pretty good, and you know, Sledgehammer made Advanced Warfare and Modern Warfare 3, or at least they helped in Modern Warfare 3's production. And I loved Modern Warfare 3's campaign and AW's campaign. So I reckon it should be pretty good. As for multiplayer, it's confirmed to be boots on the ground, which a lot of people are happy about. So no exosuits, no nothing. We don't know if there's going to be sliding or dolphin diving or anything like that. I would assume there's going to be sliding, but we don't know. They might change some stuff. Sledgehammer likes changing things because they were the ones who brought in exosuits and supply drops. So I mean, you know, the core game modes are supposedly present, which I mean is to be expected. You know, domination, TDM, kill confirmed, hardpoint, that sort of thing. There's 2 new game modes which have been confirmed as far as I'm aware. There's War, which as far as I know, it's similar to Conquest in Battlefield, which is basically, if you haven't played Battlefield, basically you've got a larger map, way bigger than any Call of Duty map we have, but it's split into like quarters. The attackers will be in the left side of the map, and then the defenders will be in the first quarter. And there'll be like 3 flags or something, you have to cap those flags and I'll push the defenders back, and it finishes whenever the time limit's finished, or is up, or like until all the flags are captured by the attackers. Something like that. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but as that sort of thing, you get the general gist of it there. As for the other game mode, or mode, it's not really game mode, headquarters. So this, I think they described it to be similar to the Tower in Destiny. So in the Tower, basically it's a place where you can just show off your gear and go around and like talk to people, that sort of thing. You can also buy engrams and weapons and trade in things and that sort of thing and activate missions. So for World War II, for Call of Duty, I reckon it's probably going to be a place where you can try guns like the firing range in AW, or Modern Warfare Remastered for that matter as well. Probably something like that, where you can go in with your friends and like show off to each other. You can probably show off your gear as well. There's probably going to be supply drops that you can buy there. You know, it's probably going to be that sort of thing. There'll probably be some extra stuff there as well, but we don't know yet. We'll see at E3. But that's really what we know from multiplayer. There's a few guns that have been confirmed, which were shown during the live stream, are the STG-44, the Sten, the M1 Garand, the MG-42, the Grease gun, the M1903 sniper, and possibly the Thompson, and probably all of the Advanced Warfare World War II guns. So I'm talking about the MP40, the lever action, the M1911. I don't know if the lever action is actually a World War II gun. I think it is, but yeah, you get the idea. So those are probably the guns you can expect. I'll get back in multiplayer in a second, but for zombies, it's meant to be Nazi zombies. So basically, it's gonna be similar to like Trek zombies, I assume. But the story, basically, Germans are losing the war and they're trying to create super soldiers, that sort of thing. So like a big army. So I assume it backfires, and that's why it's zombies. But we'll see. We don't really know anything about it. All we have is a picture of a zombie. So we'll have to see what it's like. I doubt it's going to be anywhere near similar to Exo Zombies, because I believe Exo Zombies was actually made by Raven, who make Modern Warfare Remastered. I think Sledgehammer didn't have any say in that, so we'll have to see how it goes. But actually, that's something multiplayer. There's a rumored dash mechanic. So there was in the behind the scenes video that was released on the Call of Duty channel, I think it was, there was a monitor which showed a character or the player moving side to side really quick, you know, dashing to the right really quick from cover to cover, I think it was. So it'll be interesting to see if that's similar to the Exo dash in Advanced Warfare. Probably won't move you nearly as far, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that's how it works. My hopes for multiplayer, like my thoughts on multiplayer, I'm a multiplayer guy. I do play zombies quite a bit as well, but I primarily play multiplayer. But my hopes are that it's fast paced. I don't want it to be a slow paced Call of Duty, because I prefer the fast paced games a lot more, and I think that's just because I'm conditioned to the whole Exo movement now. But it doesn't have to be as fast as that, just maybe like Black Ops 2 movement, you know, Black Ops 2 pace. But I hope it's a faster paced game, not like Modern Warfare Remastered, because Modern Warfare Remastered from my experience has been slow paced, or slower paced, so I quite hope it's a faster paced game. I kind of hope there's no perks like stopping power or Juggernaut or that sort of thing. I think we'd move past those. I think if they add them in, it's going to just annoy me so much. But yeah, and that's really it. I just hope it's a solid game. Supply drops will most likely be in the game. I can't see Activision letting them go just yet, or ever really. I think you're going to try to milk them for all it's worth. But yeah, the thing is, right, with supply drops, they started in Advanced Warfare, and I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here, but they started in Advanced Warfare, and, you know, they're okay. Whenever new weapons are added in, I'm going to focus on new weapons being added in, but whenever the weapons are added in, like the STG, the blunderbuss, the SPO, it was relatively easy to get them, right? It was nowhere near as difficult as Black Ops 3 or anything like that. It was relatively easy to get them, and I think that's just because you had to get a variant of them, and the variants, like in order to get one, it was the exact same chance that you had in order to get any other variant in the game. So I think it was relatively easy to get those. It was annoying, you know. I didn't get the selfie cauterizer until last summer, for example. So there's that. Having said that though, they did add the M1 irons, as a free weapon that everyone got before they started adding them into supply drops. So, you know, I suppose. But Advanced Warfare was well received, but it wasn't really hyped up. I think it's just because it was a change that people received it well. Obviously, Advanced Warfare is regarded as like a really good Call of Duty game anymore. It's regarded as okay. I quite like the game. You know, it's one of my favorite Call of Duties. I say reluctantly, but you know, I do quite like the game. Black Ops 3 was probably the most well received Call of Duty game in the last few years, since like Black Ops 2 really. And the supply drops in that game have been the worst so far. Just because it's really difficult to get weapons in that game that are in supply drops, and it sucks. In Infinite Warfare, it's the worst received Call of Duty game in previous years, even worse than Ghosts, because Ghosts was only hated once people actually got their hands in the game. And, you know, it's got the best supply drop system to date, really, with the ability to do challenges in order to get weapons like that are added into the game. So I really like that system. Modern Warfare Mastered has it so you can use salvage in order to buy like camos and everything, but the way they added in DLC weapons isn't exactly the best. It's better than Black Ops 3, but I wouldn't say it's better than Infinite Warfare. So if we could get a combination of those two systems for World War II, it'd be pretty good. However, the thing is that Infinite Warfare was really badly received. Black Ops 2 is really well received, and the supply drop systems are polar opposites of each other. So because World War II has been even better received than Black Ops 3, and we haven't even seen any gameplay yet, I have a feeling it might be the worst supply drop system we've seen. Hopefully it's a combination of Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Mastered, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it's a decent system, but I just don't want to get screwed over by a bad supply drop system in another year. I just really don't want to. I don't mind supply drops, but when it gets to the point where it's locking off part of the game because you're not lucky, it annoys me. So, that's it really. I went on a bit of a rant there at the end, but basically that's it for World War II, in my opinion of it. I hope it's a good game. As for going back to Boots on the Ground, I don't really mind. I like Boots on the Ground games as much as advanced movement games, I'd say. So I don't really mind them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please leave a like, maybe consider subscribing. Remember, if you have an interest in Advanced Warfare, you want some of those World War II weapons, remember to go on every weekend up until E3 and get those weapons. They're probably going to continue it after E3 until they get rid of all of the World War II weapons, so keep that in mind. Basically, you play a game, get a supply drop, open it, and you get the weapon. So yeah, I should have said that at the beginning, but anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one.